fired me up a little bit, y'all. But we ain't gonna talk about that right now. So, like I said in the name, I'm only be on for an hour. I do have one person that went ahead and paid a while ago for their reading when I was on earlier. So I'm gonna give them a minute to get up in here and get started on them. Feel free to come in. If you ain't subscribe, follow, whatever. Hey, hey, Vicky. That's my girl. How you doing, lady? Hey, Melissa. I'm doing good. I whacked myself in the face with a car door, and I had like a terrible black eye for like, God, 2 weeks. So I would not like even be seen in the world because it was just like every rainbow color. You know how them old ass cars are? You get in them big old Cadillacs, like 20 and 30 years old, and the doors are so freaking heavy. I went to pull the door and it stuck in that spot. So I was like, I'm just gonna pull a little bit more. When I did, it just let go. It smacked me right in the face. So I dented the bone and bruised it. So it was all kinds of ugly. I looked like I didn't try to beat like Rocky in a wrestling match. It was bad. So I was like, I'm not going live with this. So yeah, I'm doing good in the other way. Just been enjoying it and taking advantage of the energy, and the weather's been perfect here. It rained yesterday, but it was needed. And it wasn't even like a aggravation because it'd been beautiful for so probably 2, 3 weeks. So I've been taking advantage to take care of spring cleaning and air everything out and get all my planting situated because I'm total plant whore. And it's just got worse. So I've been working on my house jungle because that's my goal. My goal is to have so many plants and green vegetative life in it that even if I can't even go outside, I got enough growing things in my house to make me just feel charged and perfect. And I can go walk around and touch my plants and recenter and all. All right. I did get your donation. So you can go general or you can go specific. You just let me know what you want to go for and we'll knock it out the park. I'm still having to get used to everybody's names on here because it's like I know y'all is one thing on this app or that app, and on here it's totally different. That's right. I'm so glad I'm starting to see my peoples. And came on earlier, and I was like, well, because I don't never get on this early. Most of my people don't get on this early. They used to come on in the afternoons. So it's like I might have to come back on just see if I can see some of my people. Because I'd be missing y'all now that they didn't shut Periscope down on us. I'm doing whatever readings you want to know about. You just tell me. I do whatever. I want to know about relationship. Hey, Miss Vicky. Oh, and for the new people that's in here, because y'all used to be are some of my regulars, I'm having a special. It was supposed to end the 24th, but I'm just pushing it over to the end of the month. And so if you go on my social medias, you should see a post that says spring cleaning. You get 2 hours for $100. Usually it's $75 for an hour. So you're saving $50. But I'm letting people do an hour deep cleanse, chakra alignment, remove attachments or any of that. And like spring cleaning. And then you have an hour reading too. If you don't want to use the hours in that way, you could do a 30-minute cleanse and a 30-minute read and come back and do the rest later. So I mean, it's basically your time, 2 hours. You use it however you want. But I just marketed it as the spring cleanse. So you said you want to know about relationship. I'm brutally honest. Because Abby don't play and say what she wants you to hear. She tells you what it says. So, well, just message me across any of my social medias. Wherever you find me, and just be like, hey, and we can set up a schedule of time. And like I said, you don't even have to do an hour reading and an hour cleanse. You could do a 30-minute cleanse and an hour reading, or you just may want to do an hour now. So when we do a chakra cleanse, all I really need from you is just like when I do readings, I connect to your energy. What happens is when we're actually doing chakra alignments, deep cleanses, past life retrievals, past life integrations, soul retrieval, any of that, I just ask that you be in a place where you can be still and calm and quiet, because energetically, I have to leave where I am and come to you. So if you're going down the road in a car, or you're walking around your house, or walking your dog through the neighborhood, I'm literally energetically trucking right behind you trying to keep up. All you have to do is be still, be calm, be quiet. As with any type of spiritual work, energetically especially, you should be hydrated before and hydrated after, because water is a conduit for energy. So if I'm going in and shifting energy and moving things to where it needs to be, you know, I tell everybody, just when I finish, it's not done. The energy is still having to move and rebalance. So it can take 2 or 3 hours afterwards. So if you're hydrated and you stay hydrated, it allows that energy to move quicker. It's not painful at all. Sometimes people feel heat sensations, especially if I'm working to remove attachments that are unhealthy, or, as I'm moving negative things, energies that don't belong to yours, which is typical for empaths to pick up. A lot of times they'll feel the heat, like when I burn it off. You may feel cold as I bring healing into a place that needs it. Um, Typically, as I'm pulling the negative off, people actually tell me one of the words I always hear when I do energy work is lighter. They feel mentally, emotionally, and physically lighter because all of that weight is gone. So, all you have to do is be still and be quiet. So, I will talk to you throughout the process, but it's not like when I do a read, because I am much more quieter, because I'm having to focus my energies on you to see where I get pulled to, what I need to do. So, I may say, okay, I'm seeing this here. Have you been experiencing this? This is what's going on. But it's not me talking as much nearly as I do in a read. But yeah, I still need you to be there. All right, relationships. What do we need to know? What are circumstances, situations she needs to be aware of? What she needs to focus on? What does she need to know, good or bad? What do we need to focus on? All right. Okay. You got some. Okay. First card that comes up is the Four of Pentacles, and that's the Overthinker. Okay. So this is me reading you at this point. Um, so I just wanted you to know, clicked into that. First thing that comes up is the Four of Pentacles, which is the Overthinker. It's also the planner. So when I say overthinker, a lot of times people think of the negative. The overplanner, or the planner, is just saying that, you're in a point in your life where you are thinking, you're going inward, you're trying to figure out plans of actions. And so the card that crosses that is the Knight of Cups in a reverse. So when you're dealing with knights, this makes me feel like it's the masculine energy or the other person involved in the relationship, because your energy is feminine. It comes across in a reverse position. So for some reason, it shows that they're in their mind. So this is the other person in the relationship, and that they're pulling back emotionally. They're not vocalizing or being as open with their feelings as they once were. Now, your card is the Three of Swords, which is in the upright. So it's the broken heart situation. Okay. So that's basically just saying that, they're in their mind. They're thinking and reflecting on past situations. It's made them quiet. It's made them kind of, I do, yes. We'll talk about prices and all in a minute. I'm going to finish this one. So it's like you are noticing their behaviors. You're noticing the shift. You're noticing them being quiet. You're noticing them pulling in, getting withdrawn, not being expressive, or showing a much emotion, or, in your mind, loving and caring. So you're perceiving that as you want, you think they want the relationship to be over, or that they're having doubts about the relationship. Are you understanding what I'm saying so far? Hello, Jen. I'm here, Miss Jessica. Hi, hi, hi. Do you understand what I'm saying as far as in your relationship, the situation? Gotcha. Good deal. Now, I have to be honest. Both of you come from a long line of fucked up relationships. Excuse the language, but I'm going to call it how it is. Both of you have got trust issues. Both of you, your automatic response is when you see crap going wrong or you think something's going wrong, you both get in run mode. It's almost like, I'm going to ditch you before you ditch me. You know, it reminds me of the Medea scene in the movie where she's like, you're going to shake me, I'm going to shake you first. And it's just like a back and forth, you know. I'm gonna get you before I get got, kind of thing. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Love you too, Jessica. I'm just gonna go ahead and block him because I ain't playing with that shit. So, so the problem is both of you are feeling this tension. The tensions and the anxieties, the reason he's getting quiet and he's not saying anything, does not have anything to do with you or your relationship. I just think he's not very good at processing emotions. And with that being the Knight of Cups, is going back into the reverse situation. Oh, thank you for this description. It's going back into the reverse. So that tells me that this really something, the things that are in his mind are long before you and him even become an issue. It's just he's not good at expressing it. He's not good at working things out. So it just kind of sits in there and kind of stews, you know? And so sometimes it just surfaces again, bubbles to the top. So it's not you. I think you both, honestly, you got to learn to communicate with each other because you totally differently, you communicate completely different. And I think that, you know, you've got to create a safe environment for him because he's not used to women being supportive or women saying, you know, what's going on in your mind. He's used to women saying, you know, why you being a bitch? Excuse my language. But, you know, he's not used to a situation where him being a man, he's allowed to vocalize his emotions and be looked at as less than. So you got to create an environment where he can feel safe and secure enough to kind of let those guards down. And even if he doesn't speak to you directly, he can still work through those issues. Oh, Lord. Let me just go ahead and block this fool. I can't because it's on Facebook. These fools come in here and it's like they stalk people to get a reading. You got to work that hard to get money. You don't need to be reading. He's passed out on the couch. So, you understand what I'm saying so far? You just need to know your relationship's not really in jeopardy. He has no issues with you. He's just having to work through some things. Through some things. I can fucking English. He's having to work through some things because of your history and because of his history. Y'all automatically, anytime there's tensions, think the worst, jump to the worst conclusion. So that's why communication is key. You create an environment where he can feel comfortable enough to express his feelings. And so, do I think this is the end of it or, you know, this relationship's going to end anytime soon? No. Do I feel like you definitely need to work on communications? Absolutely. Do I feel like you both need to quit being so stubborn and let your guard down a little bit? Yeah. Because you both been hurt so much it's unreal. So now you're just expecting it, which means you manifesting it. So you do send a donation and you get on the list. Right now, you would be next because I only have this one on the list. So unless somebody else sent one, I'd have to look. Um, Honestly, do I think this is gonna be a forever ever relationship where y'all old and 90 years old side by side and been together 50, 60 years? No, I don't. But I do think that this is the right now you both need. And people like to think, okay, just because it's not forever doesn't mean it's not a good thing. No. This right here is for you to both learn how to be in a healthy relationship, vocalize your wants and needs and desires, and know it's okay to be in that safe space and not be so tight, and fearful. So is it forever? No. Is it right now? Yeah. Is it a good thing? Yeah. You just got to work on stuff. It is a minimum of $5. So next we got Desiree. If you made a donation and you not Desiree, chime in and I'll check it and we'll see if you're on the list. So you are very welcome. So you could be fine. Y'all just need to create an environment of comfort for each other because y'all both been ran over so many times. It's time y'all allowed yourself. And that's the big thing. And I had to learn this lesson myself. Allow yourself to be loved and realize that in your mind, the notions you have of love is not the same thing that's reality. Because when you imagine something, it's not real. You know what I'm saying? So I got you, Miss Nina. We got Desiree and then we got Nina. And if you made a donation and I didn't just call your name, um, you you can try it. It should. I used to be able to. I should be able to. I haven't used it in so long. I don't think I've even updated it. You can try. Just let me know. So, Miss Desiree, you are next. You tell me what you need to know, girl. What you want to know. If you want to go general, specific, whatever, we gonna make it happen. Y'all guys, feel free to share out the video because I'm still trying to find all my people from Periscope. So maybe, you may have a few on your list. And if you share it out, they're like, oh, there's Abby. So, they might be like, oh, let me come check this out. So please share out, like the video, feel free to comment, all that. I'm over the gas always. Okay, hold up. I'm open to, I guess, all readings and love and mediumship. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get spirit in right now because the last 2 days I have been so spread thin emotionally. Well, energetically would probably be the right thing because I'm trying to clean everything out. When I said spring cleaning, I meant in every aspect. Um, so we'll just keep it open and we'll see if anything happens. But I can't promise you that's going to happen, though. Okay. Dang. My Cash App, it's in my bio. If you click my name, it should tell you. I've got them all listed in there. So Desiree, the first thing that comes up is the King of Swords. It's in a reverse position. So oddly, I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting and then you can make sense of it because you have more information about you than I do. I only get the bits and pieces. The first thing that comes up is the King of Swords. It's in a reverse position. So I do feel like this is pertaining to, at least this section, someone that has passed. And it feels like it is male or masculine energy because of that king. I do think it is family orientated or family related because you have the Ten of Cups. It's in a reverse position. So it's someone that when they passed, the situation would not have been beautiful. It's someone that, there would have been dysfunction massively because it shows the chaos and the confusion around this individual and the circumstances to be what was basically, I don't want to say tearing the family apart, but it definitely shows there was their actions was creating massive stress on the family. Then you've got the Six of Swords in a reverse position. So I almost feel like whoever this individual is, like I said, it feels masculine energy because it's a knight. Well, excuse me, a King of Swords. It's almost as if people would have tried to escape or pull back from the energy or the chaos, but they just kept getting sucked back in because you've got the Six of Swords, which is trying to, excuse me, trying to move to greener pastures, trying to see better, to have better, and knowing that that chaos and that confusion that the person brought into the circumstance was not healthy and did not allow that. But you also have the Fool card in the reverse. So it's like no matter how much people tried to escape that energy, there was such a dynamic pull from this person that they just kept coming right back. People would just flood right back to them. So, do you know who I'm talking about? If it's not a man, it would blow my brains. Unless it's just a really, really strong, dominant woman. And like I said, I do feel like she was gone. There is the swords. So that, there's a few swords here. So to me, it feels like there would have been something associated with blood. So it could have been diabetes related issues. It could have been something like hepatitis. It could have been um, lymphoma. Something associated with the blood itself would have been the cause of death. Where you at? No, yeah. Okay, well, this individual comes up. Now, in life, like I said, they were a dynamic. Even when people tried to avoid them and avoid the chaos, it's almost like they would get pulled back in. It's like this person had a way about it. Even though they were toxic as hell in life, I feel like people just couldn't avoid them. It was just like moths to a flame. The energy itself, even though it was chaotic, was in a lot of ways a necessity for the people around them. I don't know if they were just at a point where they needed that aggravation. Excuse me. I'm sorry. If they just needed that aggravation to make them realize other things, but it's like they just can't shake this dude loose. Um, no, it's weird because I don't see him as a decent crossover. It seems like they would have been at least 8 years or so in time. And the reason I say that, I keep seeing this big headed little boy. My descriptives suck, but you know me. I keep seeing this little boy, and it's like his head is too big for his body. He's all arms and elbows. He's knees and elbows, skinny little thing. And he looks like he's about 2.5. And I feel like his father is the way he's connected to the family and the step grandfather. It's almost like this child is that man. He looks just like him. He acts just like him. Everything. And I don't understand why I'm seeing these things. So I'm just giving it to you as I see it. And you can do what you got to do with it. Take it to the other people in the family and be like, what is she talking about? I feel like, yeah, the man's been gone probably 6, well, not 6, 8 years. It feels like 8 years, 7 to 8 years. The little boy, he's only 2 or so. Just did. But it's almost like this little boy is completely him born again because even usually when spirit comes through, they communicate with me pretty clearly. They give me the messages. I can get the energy of the person. Okay. Is your son like really, really slim to the point that they would have been worried about him when it comes to like when he was little nutrition wise? He needs to eat more, give him some insurance to bulk him up. Because it's so cute because he's little. He looks like he's about 2.5, but his head almost looks too big for him because he's so skinny everywhere. I hate to say that. But the little boy is the grandfather because the grandfather's not coming through to me speaking directly. I'm seeing it as clips in my mind. So that tells me he's not on the other side. And when I asked, tell me who you are, in my mind, I ask, who are you? What are you? I see this child. So I really feel like your son is your grandfather. And what's odd though is when I asked for the connection, Well, the connection that I get is through a male because that's what I said earlier. I feel like this child's father would have been connected to the male. So it may be your cousin because I felt like that's why, like my kids too. And I was like, let me just go back and recap this. No, I just see when I see the guy that he's connected to, there is a beard. He looks to me like he's only about 5'8", 5'9". He's a shorter guy. He's a shorter man, the dad is. And he's stocky. Um, and I see red shorts. They're like red jean shorts. I can't get a complete visual, but it's like the little boy. It's almost like I'm in the little boy's mind right now. And he's making comments about his father, but he's making comments as the grandfather. So it's like he's making smart ass remarks. So I fully expected the grandfather to be kind of catty, kind of smart ass, funny, always quick to pop off with something, not being an ass, but just like sharp as a tack. I mean, he would have been the one that he would always be picking on people and stuff. So the little boy is the grandfather. It's wild. I've never had it come through like that. That took me a minute because I had to figure out what was going on. So I don't know if you've been thinking about him lately or what has been going on energetically for that to feel like it needed to come in and come through because it's pretty random in my mind, at least, because I don't know why you would need to know that. Um, Maybe you have some kind of insight. Well, he's that little boy now. And there's going to be a stubborn stick a mile long in that one, simply because based off of the attitude he has toward the father, which is his grandson. I don't know why it would have come through though for me to tell you that. That's a little annoying. Hello. But the father, for the little kid that I see, he's to me, he's a little shorter than average when it comes to a man. He'd probably be 5'8", 5'9". He's thicker too. He's more chunky. He's not fat. He's just stocky in a way. And like I said, I see him. He's got his baseball cap on. He's got red, blue. They're shorts. They're jean shorts, but they come down like below the knee. Um, I don't know why they're telling me to tell you that, but I'm going to leave that to you, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look at a different area for you. Okay, well, maybe that is why he's coming through. Because I couldn't make sense as to why I would be seeing these things and why it would be relevant. Like I said, unless you've been thinking about him or he's been coming up and all of this. So here's the situation. I laid out more cards after I laid those initial ones because I wanted to just kind of, for myself, get clarity. The first thing that comes up is the Three of Swords. So that actually makes some sense because if you've been thinking about your grandmother and mourning her lately and not being able to have that relationship and mourning that loss of relationship because of him, it's going to pull his energy in also. So when I open up to receive messages about you, even though he's already here again in physical form, his spiritual imprint is going to come through. So to me, he's a child reborn again. So it's not like he can really be held responsible. But I think that that's basically just wanting to let you know, hey, look, he screwed up. He may have been yeah. So that's probably why. If you've been thinking about her, feeling her, he's going to be on her energy because you have those resentments toward him. And maybe that's part of it also because I'm seeing him and he's coming across reborn as this child. And so your resentments that you have toward him, and I don't know how to put this properly. they're not going to be valid because he's been reborn and he's this innocent child. He's 2, he's 3. He had nothing to do with that situation. Maybe they're wanting you to be able to look at this child with new eyes and say, you know, okay, maybe previously he did this, but he's in a new body and a new shape. I need to let that go because he's not even here anymore and she's not here. Nothing can be changed. The situation can't be flipped around to be anything other than what it was. So maybe I just need to let it go. Um, yeah, it hurt massively because you have the 3 of Swords. You've got the Ace of Cups in a reverse. You've got the 8 of Wands. You've got the 10 of Wands. All of these are heavy cards dealing with you just like emotionally overloaded. Also, I think some of what's going on right now is for some reason I feel loneliness on you. So I think that in a way, the reason you're pulling her energy in and in tow his is because you are lonely and you're seeking that familiarity, that feeling, that love, and that connection. And you feel like you just can't get it anywhere else right now. Part of that is because you're not allowing anyone else to give that to you. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes we program ourselves and we don't even mean to. And it's not like we're trying to mess ourselves up or, we're intentionally trying to set ourselves back. What happens is when you love somebody the way you loved your grandmama and you have that connection on such a deep level and they are gone, you can't imagine or envision yourself connecting to someone anyway, the way you did with her. And so what happens is you start building walls where instead of saying, I can't imagine that I could, it becomes a reality of you close yourself off to anyone to have the possibility of that relationship that way again. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not that you can't, it's because in your mind, the only place you can have that relationship is with her. So you block yourself from having it with anybody else. So I think also that's probably why it's coming up because it's telling you, because I get that loneliness, you need to open yourselves up. You need to open yourself up, allow the possibility for, love, period, relationship, period. So I think that is where that is. It has been. But I feel like right now you're just closing yourself off and it's not helping you at all. The loneliness that you're feeling because you lost them is just building because you're not allowing, excuse me, anyone else up to come in there and to fill that role or to give you that love. So you just gonna have to work on that one because you got this. You can do it. It's possible. I get spirit lots of ways. My grandmother always comes through as the smell of roses. She used to have these little sachets she'd have in all of her drawers and hanging in her closet. And she used to walk past you and you would smell the smell of roses. And the other day I was sitting here and it was almost like she walked by. And it was like, oh, it was gone though. So you need to start doing some release exercises to work through that pain and start healing some of that pain. Because right now I think that's the whole reason he came in. So that we could get to this point. So, yay, it made sense in the long run. Yeah. Yeah, my grandparents are crazy when they come through. My grandfather was a foul-mouthed, angry man. I remember one time in a grocery store, this woman actually left because I tell people, you have no clue what kind of ancestors I got. My grandfather was the most powerful person I ever seen. He used to levitate the kids in the neighborhood on the porch for shits and giggles. It was like the neighborhood thing to run over to Ralph's house and he would levitate you. So that's what I grew up in. I would look and he'd stand in the kitchen in the corner, the guy was just levitating as he made a sandwich. I grew up in this shit. And when he passed, um, I've got you on the list. I've got it. Nina's next and then you. So we'll see what's going on. It is by donation portion. And it's a minimum of $5 paid through PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. The more you donate, the more time and energy I will spend on you. But yeah, I forgot what the fuck I was saying now. I got sidetracked, y'all. My bad. But you definitely need to do some release exercises. You need to be willing to move on from that and just acknowledge her and work on relieving some of the tensions directed toward him. Because the way it looks, he's already been reborn into this child's body. So, all right, next we have Nina, then we have Dana. If you want a reading, information is in the bio for payments. You can simply make the donation, and I'll put you on the list. So, Nina, it's your turn. We can go general, or we can go specific. So, excuse me. My chicken salad's trying to talk to y'all. I'm sorry. You're welcome, Desiree, and I hope you understood what I was saying. I hope it was relevant. It made sense. To me, it kind of came back because in the beginning I was like, why am I saying this? But it kind of made sense in the end. There's a good coffee. Oh, these fools keep coming in here. I am drawn to you. I am drawn to you, but they say it on every single person. Just say, I'm catfishing, trying to find a client because they won't come to me, so I got to stalk them to find one. Come on now, call it what it is. Call it what it is. Stalker. All right. Let's look at this relationship with Nina. Okay. Oops, Daisy. Goodness. This is a learning lesson and a half for you. Girl. Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. I have been reading cards for over 30 years. Well, that's when I started working 30 years ago. I've been actually reading cards since I was like 6, 7. Okay. This is the first time I have ever laid cards and this happened to me. Every single one of your cards is considered a major arcana. So they're one of the named cards. That is extremely, extremely, extremely improbable. Okay. We're just going to say, damn near 40 years of working and doing this, I've never seen this. When I was shuffling your cards, it's like this whole energy shift came into me and I was like, well, what is this? I was trying to catch it, trying to connect to it. First thing that comes up for you is temperance. So yeah, this is some shit. It's heavy shit. Your cards are, let's just put it this way. You and this person, even if y'all aren't forever after, are definitely supposed to be together right now because you asked specifically about relationship. First thing that comes up is the temperance. And I got to be honest with you, I hate to use the expression soulmates or twin flames because people have used them for so long. I don't know if it's the expression's been around forever, but people go and they get these words when they first come in the spiritual community and it sounds cool. So they use it without full understanding. And then somebody hears them use it and they're like, oh, well, I think I know what this means. And then it just kind of gets twisted and twisted more from what the root of it was. This individual is your soulmate. Now, the reason I say soulmate is because some of these cards is pretty fucking, it's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be a walk in the park for y'all, okay? I don't want you to think when I say soulmate that means your relationship's going to be perfect. The whole purpose of a soulmate is to act as a reflection, a mirror of you. So it enables you to see your weaknesses and your strengths and things you need to work on to spiritually evolve. It's the same for them. So with temperance, they're going to be able to push your buttons real quick, like, and in a hurry. They're going to know what makes you pissed off. They're going to know what makes you happy. And they're going to be able to trigger it because you're going to have the same ability over them. So it's not, there's definitely going to be points that it's going to be harder. Okay. Because they do have that ability to push buttons and to know what your weaknesses and your strengths are. Now, the moon card, that tells me that intellectually, you're pretty compatible. But when it comes to spirituality, I feel like you just connected to this person right out the gate. Bam. It was like y'all were synced up. You fit. Everything made sense. You ain't, sometimes I feel like you ain't even got to say shit and they ain't got to say nothing. It just flows. It is literally like y'all are two pieces of the same puzzle. It just, it's good. Like I'm gonna repeat again, I don't want you to think because I'm saying soulmates that it's gonna be perfect. My mother is my soulmate because she put me through so much shit in life, so much tragedy. You know, the whole point of a soulmate is they help you grow, they help you develop, they help you learn and master the things you came here for. Hey, welcome back, Jewel. So you've got temperance. That's saying the button pushing. You got the moon card. The moon card's about following your intuition and it developing and the path being laid out before you. So I feel like when it comes to this person in this relationship, any obstacles and roadblocks there has been in the way is just being cleared out the way. The path is becoming clear. It's done. It's situated. You have the magician also. So I don't think that this person, it's almost like little breadcrumbs kept getting laid out and you just wasn't seeing the path. You have ran across each other, I can't even tell you how many times, without having the whole face to face before you had it. I don't, it's one of those situations where y'all sit down when you start talking and you're like, how did we not run into each other? Because you know so and so, I know so and so. We've been to the same place at the same time. It's one of those circumstances where you should have already ran into each other. It's like y'all were literally one step behind each other or in front of each other the whole time. You have the strength card in a reverse. So that tells me that personally, even though they know how to push the buttons, and this goes for you, you know, with them too, because this is a carbon copy. Like I said, this is a mirror image. So even though you can push their buttons and they can push yours, you also bring a contentment and a peacefulness of spirit when you're together. So even though you know they have the ability to destroy you and devastate you, they also have the ability to bring the greatest peace to you. So you seek each other out. Okay. Now, is this going to be a long term relationship? Judgment makes me think probably not, because judgment comes up as the outcome. But what I will say is with soulmates, even if they don't end up in a relationship intimately forever, they still are inseparable. They still, to the end of days, are friends, are still in contact. Because once you find them and you develop that emotional contact, you know, contract, and you, once that familiarity is there, you can't be without it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've never, ever had every single one of these cards be, I mean, there's not even a break. And it's all cards for mental and emotional development, spiritual development. And, you know, it's about homecoming, but at the same time, it's the realities of home. It's about, you know, people like to act like shit ain't hard. But, you know, when you family and when you love somebody, it's good and bad. There's a back and forth with it. People just think love is beautiful, but soulmate truly helps you develop and understand all aspects of it. So do I think y'all gonna be together for a minute, seriously. I feel like there's at least years potential here, but I think it's just because you have so many lessons to teach each other. I think it's beautiful. You gave me something I never had today. You gave me all my majors just pop, pop, pop. Look at this. Temperance, the moon, the magician, strength, and judgment. I've never had that happen. Every one of them. 72 cards in the deck. The odds of that happening is just So my guess, yeah, stick with it, keep going with it. Expect a heaviness of emotions. I guess that's the one way I could sum it up. There's not going to be baby emotions. It's going to be severe. It's going to be extreme. If you pissed, it's going to be real pissed. If you happy, it's just going to be like happy, like you've never felt. It's just extremeness is the way I guess. Yeah. Y'all, you had to experience the same things because you're literally mirror reflections of each other. That's why he was sent, because he's going to show you through his actions and his behaviors the areas in you you need to work on, and vice versa. So you found your soulmate. Now, like I said, keep in mind with judgment, I don't see it being a forever kind of thing, but I do feel like right now you both need that growth and you need that feeling of completion, and y'all gonna give it to each other, and that's crucial. So there's no reason to discredit it or not feel it or not thinking or none. I mean, I will go for it. All right, next we got Dana. I don't know why I couldn't read my own writing. And then I think I'm probably gonna go here and take a nap because I am old and I done did a lot today. Ugh. So what exactly are we wanting to know, Miss Dana? Are we wanting to know what a baby's gonna be? You're welcome, Miss Nina. People are so hard. You know how shitty it is and how unprofessional and how much it reflects on you as a reader that you have to go into another reader's broadcast and try to sell yourself and steal clients because you ain't good enough to get them and have them come to you on their own. Ain't that some shit? Just keep on. It reflects on you. Pregnant in the future. I just had a tubal reversal and maybe agenda. Well, I feel like you're gonna get pregnant real quick, like in a hurry, and it's gonna be a baby girl. Period. That's already clear. I mean, and to me, it's quick enough. You know, if you go back and watch this, I don't know if you can on the way we used to be able to Periscope. My question was, do you want to know the gender? Because I already seen the pregnancy is here. So that tells me it's gonna be you probably gonna be pregnant in the next 3 months. So I don't know how tubal reversal and all that works. But yeah, you ain't got no time to go at all. And it's already gonna be a girl. So that's no problem. So that was easy. Dang, that was simple. All right, y'all. Oh, I done got tired. It's weird because people are like, how do you know? Here's the thing, when I talk to people and they're asking about children, the first thing that comes up to me is because I usually see things to the left of me. I will see the children ahead of me, in front of me to my left above. And so it's easy to say, okay, you're going to have 5 kids, or, you've already lost 2, because if they're on the right, they're already in spirit. So it's like, okay, boom, boom. And so you can just figure it out. If they've already got it charted, meaning that they've already got contracts with you to fulfill, it's a situation where the gender's going to be there. Sometimes I will say, okay, well, you've got 3 on this side. I only see the girl because the other 2 haven't determined based on your life, where your circumstances are. No, I see 2 on the other side. See, I said that a second ago too. If you pay attention to Abby's reads, there's a lot of shit in it. You just gotta catch it. You gotta catch it. Because I be throwing things out right and left. You just gotta catch it and listen quick. Okay. No, oh, you mean just the one living? No, I seen 2 deceased, but I actually see 3 living. I see one that's already took, make contracts to come through. It's a female. But there's two others. The last one, even though it's there, it isn't like a definitive. So I mean, I know two absolutely. The first one's female. The second one I have no idea on. The third one is still kind of iffy. So you're gonna have babies. And I feel like I said, it's gonna come like real quick and in a hurry. I feel like within 3 months, if 3.5 months tops, you're gonna be pregnant. And it'll be a girl. So, and I don't know where the red hair is coming from. But I see her with red curly hair. She's a ginger. So I don't know where the red hair comes in. Because I don't see you as a redhead. But there's some there's some ginger up in there. Hi, how are you? Readings are done by donation. I don't just read people for free. You can donate through Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. But I'm actually about to get off of here because I got the sleepies. I need more coffee. But I had said I would come back in here at, oh wow, look, I said I would be on for an hour, and I'm on for an hour. It's 4:30 and the sleepies kicked in. I did good. So I will be back. You guys feel free to subscribe if you haven't. Share out the broadcast. Invite friends. Be sure you cut on your notifications if I go live. That way you can see, you can come in here. Now that the eye is healed and life is balanced out again, I absolutely am going to start doing more broadcasts. So just keep an eye open. And it does not typically drain me to read, but I have been very, very busy for the last couple of days sorting through a lot of things. My spouse, my partner died. It was a year ago, April 11th. And so I'm just now starting to go through like the closet in what was her office, her playroom, her junk room, whatever. And it's emotionally draining to go through and to find like her school yearbooks or her certificates where she graduated college, because there's still an emotional heaviness and attachment. And so yeah, I think that's why I'm so tired. And a couple months ago, the doctor, when I went to my rheumatologist, said I was actually in heart failure. So I haven't really shared too much and dealt with too much with that. But there's like, I've got me taking aspirins every day, and I've been having to go in every 2 weeks and get an EKG. They've got me on anti-inflammatories beyond even what I typically take for my RA and lupus, because I've got pericarditis, which is the lining around the heart is inflamed. So if I bend over, it feels like I'm having a heart attack. It just feels like there's a constant pressure, like an elephant pushing on my chest. And so my health is not beautiful. I may get on here and talk about things, but realistically, I'm going to die in like 3 to 5 years tops. And so my health sucks. So sometimes I have energy and sometimes I don't. It just depends on what's been going on and what hasn't been going on and the world. So now I'm going to take my butt off of here and give me a blankie and cuddle my pupper and watch TV and go to sleep, take a nap for about an hour or two. Because I need to re-up my energy. Find something to snack on. I have made me a chicken salad sandwich, but somebody was looking so sad and pitiful. Because I had no names. Like, Luke, I'm talking about you. Let me see if you can see the dark face. Like, you talking about me? What you talking about me for? You talking about me? Look at you. He's like, I ain't eat all your chicken sandwich, Mom. I just ate 3/4 of it. You ain't really want it anyway. You ain't want it no way, Mom. You ain't want that no way. You wanted me to have it. Yeah, you wanted me to have it. All right. All right. Okay. go get me some more coffee and cuddle that little chunk butt. Take a nap. Yeah. And y'all be good to you. Be good to everybody else because the world's fucked up enough without all of us putting our little dramas into it. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.